Episode 439, Under Fire. Ash flashed them a cocky smile. "What I mean," he said, and then he paused. "What I mean is that Tyson Slade was apparently defeated by some unknown person. If I had been there, he would have begged for mercy and we would have taken him alive. Instead, he's dead, and no one knows what really happened." He flashed his eyes at Alex. "Anyone can claim to have accomplished things, but very few of us have any real talent. It's a shame." Celia lost her patience. She knew of Ash, and she knew of his reputation in martial arts circles. When she first saw him, she'd been very happy. She had thought that if Ash and Alex worked together, they would fix the crisis easily. But now her hopes were slipping away. "Look, Mr. Thornton," she said. "Whatever you think about what did or didn't happen, Alex has come to help. One of his students is in that building." "That's great," Ash responded derisively. "Except I don't need any help. The last thing I need is some rookie who doesn't know his own limits." He looked at Alex with disdain. To him, the mercenaries in the factory were nothing but ants to be eliminated. He would handle it alone. Ethan was simmering with rage. He also knew of Ash, and he didn't dare to speak out against him. But the implication that Alex's accomplishments were all a lie brought him to the limit of what he could endure. It was absurd, and it had to be corrected. "Mr. Thornton," Celia continued, adopting more conciliatory tone, "we all know of your prowess. If you believe you can handle this, none of us will argue. However, I think it would be unwise to turn away help when it's offered to you. We're all here for the same reason." Ash started laughing. His laughter echoed through the command center, and everyone present looked around for its source. Laughter was the last thing any of them expected to hear. Gavin stepped forward and slapped Ash on the shoulder. "Mr. Thornton, I admire your courage." His face shone with glee. In his mind, Ash's complete incomprehension of any danger was a vindication of his decision to enlist his help. Ash turned to address him. "What do you think? Am I unwise because I don't want his help?" Gavin laughed. "I'll put it this way," he answered. "He should be happy that you're even talking to him. Now, can we please get back to the matter at hand? Mr. Thornton, I think it's time that you entered the building and got that poor girl out of there." Alex remained silent and looked on, while Celia's frustrations exploded. "Mr. Thornton! Director Abbott!" she yelled. "What are you thinking? This isn't about who's better. We have an objective, and we must fulfill it within the time frame. Sending one man in by himself isn't going to do anything no matter who he is. It's madness." Gavin scoffed. "Celia, you belittle Mr. Thornton's abilities," he said. "He's not just anyone, and he doesn't need any help. Especially not from some PE teacher." He looked over at Alex. "As Thornton is the only one who can help us, and he'll do it in his own way." Ethan finally snapped. "Director, you're a fool," he blurted out. "You should remember who brought Mr. Ambrose to you. He was invited, and it's not up to you to question that. Our superiors ordered us to cooperate with you to solve this crisis, and we're bringing you the means to do it. Why are you fighting us?" Gavin became silent. He hadn't expected such an outburst from Ethan, and he didn't want to push it too far. He stared at him with a cold gaze, but he didn't answer. Alex remained silent. He knew that there was no use in him speaking up for himself. Gavin had decided that Alex was his enemy, and there was nothing that would change his mind. Celia sighed. "All right then," she said. "It seems there's nothing more to say. If you want to send Mr. Thornton in to die, we won't stop you." She glanced at Ash, who met her eyes with a sharp and malicious stare. "Well, Mr. Thornton," she said, and gave him a mocking nod of respect. "Since you won't accept the help we brought you, and since you're apparently intent on going on a suicide mission, I can only wish you good luck. We respect your choice and we'll go away and plan for what comes next." "Good," Ash responded. Celia looked over at Alex, and he gave her an approving nod. "We're almost out of time," Celia said as she looked at her watch. There were only 40 minutes left until the deadline expired. No point in arguing anymore. "Show me the girl again," Ash shouted. Gavin took out a picture of Heidi and showed it to him. He studied it, nodded, and then straightened himself. "I'll save the girl," he said loudly. "Not only for her sake, but for martial arts. There are too many in our circles who swagger and try to look cool. Today I'll show what a real master can do." An agent came forward to offer Ash a weapon, but he refused it. He raised his fists, cracked his knuckles on his neck, and gave Alex a defiant look. Then he left them standing at the command station and walked briskly down toward the factory where the mercenaries were holed up. When he came to the chain-link fence on the edge of the factory lot, he lunged into the air and seemed to fly over the barbed wire. He landed on the gravel on the other side and rushed toward the factory building at incredible speed. When he came up to it, he found a door, kicked it in, and disappeared from sight. For a few seconds, there was only silence. Soon, however, a few stray shots rang out inside the building. Then a few more. Then many. Before long, the entire factory shook with dense gunfire. Back at the command post, everyone held their breath and waited for some proof of what was happening.